This is Priyanka Dubey.
The big question that we are raising as part of our campaign, can responsibility be fixed for pothole roads across the country? Can we name and shame the officials responsible for this and the contractors? Joining me now, Ashish Shelar, BJP MLC, is also BJP's Mumbai president. He joins me from Mumbai. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, architect and urban activist who's also been in the past, of course, with the bureaucracy. Swatantra Kumar, General Manager, AIMI Limited, which looks at quality control when it comes to roads. He's also with the Indian Roads Congress. TV Mohandas Pai, Chairman, Manipal University of Learning. He also is part of a group in Bangalore which is raising these issues of civic importance. And Smita Nair Raskina, Chief of our Mumbai Bureau, joining us. Appreciate all of you joining us. Ashish Shelar, your party, the BJP, along with the Shiv Sena, controls the Bombay Municipal Corporation for almost 25 years now. An estimated 3,800 crores was spent in 5 years for road improvement and 336 crores for pothole filling. Can you tell us, sir, where this money has gone?
To begin with, let me admit that yes, we are ruling this city from last 25 years.
Yes.
And let me deny that there is no road improvement in the city. We have done more than 300 kilometers of road as a cement concretized road. But I cannot shed my responsibility by saying that there are potholes in the cities and there are different authorities which work in the city. In the city, MMRD is working, PWD is working, BMC is working and BPT is working. So there are different authorities look after the different kinds of road. So the responsibility goes to all authorities and ultimately we could see there are major roads which is having the potholes and therefore the responsibility needs to be fixed to the authority which looks after that road.
Sir, I'm going to ask you one simple fact. Where has that money gone? You are in charge of the municipal corporation. Can you today name those corporators, name those civic officials, name the possibly the contractors who are responsible for this? Can't we have isn't this the only way you can expose them is name and shame? Why don't you name and shame them, sir? If Mr. Shelar, you are serious about solving this problem, just look at the state of the roads of Mumbai, sir.
Rajdeep ji, let me clarify again that BJP is very serious on that fact and you must have seen, your reporter can tell you that we have done agitation on the road and even today I made the MMRDA commissioner. Now where this money has gone, so there are different kinds of work which done under the road department, maybe bridges, maybe cement concretization of the road, maybe asphalting of the roads and needed for the potholes also. What the ruling party does in the corporation is that they approve the proposal proposed by the commissioner.
Yes.
The approval authority is only the elected members here. The practical execution has to be done by the commissioners and the engineers who work under the BMC.
Sir,
and we charge, we say,
are you saying such a list cannot, if you are serious, sir, if you are serious, you can prepare a list of the contractors as Smita Nair reported in a story. Not a single contractor has been blacklisted. Is that right, Smita? Am I right that not a single contractor, Smita, in Mumbai has been blacklisted?
Rajdeep, there have been examples here and there of some contractors being blacklisted, but if you would permit me quickly 30 seconds, I'm just giving you an example. A roadworks contractor, RPS Infra Projects, and this is only one example. It was formerly known as RP Shaw, was blacklisted by the Buildings Proposal Department in 2010. Now we've gone through the list of 2012 and 13. The same company has bid for projects again. So the blacklisting, if at all, is being carried out by the BMC, it appears is a farcical process.
So you're saying that someone who was blacklisted a few years ago is once again bidding for a road contract. Am I clear, Smita? And you are saying that in many cases no FIR also has been filed against many of these individuals. Actually the money their deposit should be forfeited. None of that has taken place.
That's correct. In fact, the standing committee chairman Rahul Chevale had written, if I'm not wrong here, in the year 2010 to the municipal commissioner saying if these contractors are found to be wanting, A, we should be forfeiting their deposits and B, FIRs need to be filed against them. Few and far between, if at all, they have been implemented. Sure, there have been penalties, Rajdeep, that have been imposed on contractors. In fact, there are some figures that have been bandied about by the BMC, more than ₹1 crore collected by way of penalties, contractors who haven't finished their work in time, so on and so forth. But the fact remains that accountability responsibility is not established. In fact, in some of those standing committee meetings, we've heard from corporators themselves that they have made allegations that a cartel of contractors are influencing those in positions of power so as to modify or tweak tenders so that they win those tenders, which is why you see possibly the same set of contractors, give or take a few, winning tenders year after year, despite the fact that you're seeing the status of Mumbai's
Right.
roads as they stand today.
So you had some instances of deposits being forfeited, but no FIRs being filed. No one has gone to jail. No one in the country really has gone to jail for providing the citizens of a country with potholed roads. And you saw the case of Umesh Shinde, someone who died on a scooter because of a potholed road. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, you've been agitating over the quality of civic amenities in Mumbai for years. As someone who's been once part of the civic administration, would it be fair for me to say tonight that there is a parallel economy that thrives on poor quality roads? Because if you have poor quality roads with potholes, then you can get another contract the next year to repair the same road.
Rajdeep, first let us understand what this road business is all about.
Yes.
Road business can be broadly divided into 5 different parts. First is the part where you test the soil and check what should be the specification of the road.
Right.
Second is you work out the kind of vehicles that will be going on the road, and if the life of the road is 25 years, you take it that the vehicle traffic is going to go 4 times or 5 times.
Yes.
Third is you check the technology that is required for the road. Fourth is you work out the specifications and the materials that require to be given on the road. And the fifth and the most important is the tender clauses, which should ensure that once I have done the road, I should be responsible to see that the road remains in that condition for at least a given point
Right.
in time. At all stages, there is massive amount of corruption. And let me tell you, with all the responsibility at my disposal, I have seen this entire process from all the sides of the table. Let me tell you very clearly that no contract, I repeat, no contract is given without the necessary envelopes reaching the members who approve of the contract, whether it is standing committee or otherwise. And then everyone down the line has a stake in it, from the designing part to the making of the tenders, to the awarding of the tenders, and even after the municipal administration approves a particular tender,
Right.
it's not approved. It keeps on getting postponed till the envelopes reach all
Can I
the
say you're
person,
making
irrespective
a
of
very,
political
you're effectively
affiliation.
confirming that there is this parallel economy, that unless an envelope reaches a particular member of the standing committee or members of the standing committee in our municipal corporations who handle the entire subject of roads, the project is not cleared. Mr. Shelar, you're hearing this. Do you also accept this, that there is this parallel economy, and it is time that you named and shamed those individuals? Whoever those individuals are, whether they are civic authorities or corporators, because Mumbai or any other Indian city now, the only way as citizens that anything will change is if people are named and shamed, Mr. Shelar.
Rajdeep ji, let me tell you, I am totally denying the allegation which was input by Mr. Prabhu, and I am demanding from your channel, if Mr. Prabhu have that information, why he should not be prosecuted for not disclosing this information to the authorities. If there is a corruption or economy, he should have disclosed this to the authorities, and there should be a punishment to the guilty.
Can I get Mr. Prabhu to respond to that? You make a valid point, Mr. Prabhu.
It is highly illegal.
Prabhu, respond to Mr. Shelar. He's saying if you have this information and you know the names, disclose them. Yes.
This has been all the time. When someone tells you what the obvious is, you want to put allegation against him. Anybody who raises the thing, it is common knowledge. Everyone knows. Contractor after contractor have been saying, not that the contractors are saints, they are hand in glove. But basically,
why don't you give the names, sir? Why don't you give the names to Mr. Shelar? Mr. Shelar is saying give him the names. He is ready to take the name. Am I correct, Mr. Shelar? If Mr. Prabhu comes with instances of BJP or Shiv Sena corporators or Congress corporators,
whoever, I'm not talking about any political party, but whoever gets the contract knows very well that he cannot get it unless he sets aside some money for what is called speed money, and that is how it is going on. And how they take it, through whom they take it, do they take it directly, do they take it through agents, is it done in a very discreet manner, are there parties in the night at 5-star hotels, who attend these parties? These are all issues which can be given to the police,
Okay.
which can be given to the CBI, and they can really
So you're
investigate.
saying that
but
the
the
staff
fact
has-
is this happens, and everyone knows that this happens.
Okay, everyone knows, everyone knows, but no one is ready to blow the whistle is what is happening. Mohandas Pai, you and other citizens have made
and
an
if someone
attempt
tries to blow the whistle, people like Ashil Shelar want to blame them as, why should you not be prosecuted because I am saying that there is corruption. So this is pot calling the kettle black. And very clearly, first of all, you are corrupt, and on the contrary, instead of being on the defensive, you are trying to say that the person who's saying that there is corruption,
Mr. Babu,
he should be
your language.
prosecuted. This is precisely what is happening here.
Corrupt. Before saying anything, you should be very sure about that. I am not denying what Smita just said. There are potholes and there is need to be a reservation and reaffirmation of the work which is going to the BMC.
Sir,
But when you say you are corrupt, I am charging you, you are hiding the information that you are corrupt,
contractors
and
are
that's why
getting
you are doing
contracts
this.
again. Blacklisted contractors are getting contracts again, and she has
Yes,
given a
you asked
specific
me that
example.
specific question, Rajdeep, let me reply.
Yes.
Let me reply to you that
Yes.
today's legal system doesn't allow this. Today's legal system says that those who is the lowest one will get the contract. And when you say so, there are number of judgments which says that you cannot go above this. If we say that we don't want to give it the lowest one and somebody either will be given with a higher cost, then the CAG and anti-corruption both says that when somebody was
Sir,
ready
but
to do
sir,
that
someone
work
who
in
was
this amount,
blacklisted
why you are
should
doing
not,
to others?
someone
What
who was
about that?
blacklisted should not get the contract a few years later. But let me take that to Mohandas Pai for a
100%.
moment.
We are charging the same thing.
Let me-
Rajdeep,
just
we
hold
are
on.
charging the
Just
same
hold on,
thing
Mr. Shelar.
Commissioner that he should do the job.
Mr.
We are
Shelar.
charging the commissioner that he should do the job.
Okay, Mr. Shelar, just hold on. Mohandas Pai, you and other citizens in Bangalore have taken another route. Y'all seem to be wanting to create, through citizens' activism, pressure on the government to improve the quality of infrastructure, including the roads. Is it really working? Are you able to get the kind of responses from the corporators and from your MLAs that they will actually work on improving the quality of roads? Is it a priority for any of them?
Radhip, what we have done in Bangalore is to redraw the tender specifications.
Yes.
Come up with a set of specs called the SURE roads.
Yes.
And we are asking the government to implement it in certain stretch.
Yes.
Where the contractor will be responsible for maintenance over a period of time.
Yes.
The government has promised that they will implement it, and we are waiting on government to implement. Tomorrow is the budget, and hopefully there will be some announcement along with the budget. But I must tell you, the Bangalore Municipal Corporation Commissioner identified about 1,500 crores of bills which were largely fake, and which is stopped the awarding of work and stopped the payments, and the evidence was burnt in the office of the city corporation.
But are you willing to name,
corporators and latest?
So will citizens groups like yours name and shame those contractors, or are you willing to name and shame those corporators who, if you get material against them, will you put it into the public domain?
Some of them have already been charged in the courts, Rajdeep, and the names of all those contractors in the fake bill is available in public. There's a report that has already been made by the municipal corporation, and one senior corporation official was recently threatened, and he resigned because the commissioner also resigned in Bangalore, and the government of Karnataka did nothing. They just kept quiet. So the matter is now being looked at by citizens to go to court, and the result of all these potholes is because of corruption. Corruption, like whatever Chandrakant Prabhu said, Chandrasekhar Prabhu said, is happening in Bangalore, is happening in Delhi and all over. And Radhip, it's very easy to identify people. Look at the standing committee members who approved that particular work. Look at the contractor of the road where the potholes are there, and look at the officers who passed the tender, who made the payment, and who certified the works. If you certify something wrong, you can easily charge sheet them. So it is nothing of a mystery. All the details are available in the government itself. And the legislator who said, give me the details, he can let's look at all the roads, identify the contractor, identify the officials who pass the bills and name them. It's very easy.
Okay, it is easier said than done, unfortunately, given the way our corporators function in many parts of the country. I'll come back to you, Mr. Pai, but you know, Swatantra Kumar, you are also with the Road Congress Plus, Indian Road Congress Plus, you have a private, you work for a private company that looks at quality of roads. Now, somebody told me in Mumbai, when I was doing my research on this, that one of the factors being cited for poor quality roads is that because vehicular traffic has dramatically increased, 50% increase in number of vehicles in Mumbai since 2005. As of now, an estimated 20 million vehicles ply on Mumbai's roads. In other cities also rapid expansion. That is what is causing the damage. Is that true? Or is that simply an excuse being given?
No, it is not only of the reasons. There are so many reasons involved for the problems related to the potholes. So it is one of the minor reasons, but not the major reason.
What is the major reason?
Major reason is the availability of the drainage close to the roads. So until unless we don't have proper drainage close to the roads, so there is always possibility of the water logging on the road.
So these potholes are, what is causing these potholes? Is it just substandard material being used on the roads?
Yeah, it's a kind of one of the small parameters could be low quality of materials, but the major is the drainage. If there is no proper drainage, water retains on the pavements, roads, and as a result there is a chip off of the one single material and a small holes creates in the bigger size with the impact of the vehicle.
Okay, with the impact of the vehicle, that small hole keeps getting bigger. Chandrasekhar Prabhu, many also told me that part of the problem is most Indian cities today have a multiplicity of agencies responsible for different stretches of road. Even in Mumbai, for example, different agencies are responsible for different stretches. Do you believe that could change? That if you had one agency empowered, local self-government responsible for road management, that would enable some of this corruption maybe to reduce in any way? At the moment, no one seems really accountable because there are too many agencies.
No, it's Rajdeep, it's very clear. Now we have computerized system where we know which road is under whom. We know on which road how many potholes are. So whichever is the agency responsible for the doing, it's like saying, you know, sab log milke baat ke khayenge. I will make money from the road which is under me and you make money on the road which is under you. So it is not a multiplication of agencies which is really important. Perhaps if all the agencies are put together, it may improve, it may further deteriorate. One doesn't really know. The question is, whichever agency is responsible for that particular road has to be held responsible for whatever happens on that road. If there is a pothole on that road, so if there are more agencies, haul up all the agencies who are concerned. If there are more contractors, haul up all. You see, if one agency, one contractor is given all the roads, then it's possible that he would be overworked and he can't do all that work. If there are multiple agencies which are given, then at least the work is divided amongst the few people. There is an argument either side.
Can I just take, you make an important point which I want to take to Mr. Shelar. You know, Mr. Shelar, yes, the BJP Shiv Sena has been in power, for example, in Mumbai for the last 25 years. Across other cities, the Congress has been in power also. Is there a Mili Bhagat here? Let's be honest, that when it comes to the standing committees of most of our municipal corporations, there are members of the opposition and there are members of the government who are of the ruling party who work together. So this is a classic example of collusion, that both sides in a sense benefit from it. That is why people want to become corporators. Why don't, let's have some honesty tonight on this program, sir. Would you concede that whether Congress, BJP, Shiv Sena, any political party at the civic level sees roads as a good way to make money?
Rajdeep, let me again clarify it. I have no information about the corruption, but let me tell you, this is a point of investigation for sure. That there is an allegation largely from all sector of the society, and therefore one needs to investigate that. And
so who will investigate? My worry is who will investigate? If all of you have colluded with each other, who will investigate?
Let me complete.
Yes.
Somebody like channel like you also needs to do an investigation, and somebody like me, who is a politician in the city, needs to do that investigation also. But I am not ruling out that there may not be a money going in the drain. What the root cause of this all is the bad contractor A, B, the bad material, and C, the important thing is that which we are missing, that the air gaps which causes this potholes. So air accumulates into this material because we need to put that bitumens or the material which should be very hot. which should not carry the air inside.
Sir, but
And
we
today
have
in
some of
this
the
Mumbai
best.
city we could see.
Sir, we are
Let
not
me complete-
short.
Let me complete,
This country
Rajiv.
is not short of good technicians when it comes to road construction.
No, that's what I'm coming
Kumar
to
would
you.
affirm
Rajdeep-
to that. It is not a problem of having good.
No,
you
Raj-
don't choose the best people. Why don't you choose the best contractors?
No.
Why don't the best contractors get these road contracts?
If the best contractor will come as a lower one, we will select them.
Okay, so you're saying that if they come, Mohandas Pai, respond to that. It's an interesting point. Mr. Shelar says that they have made a rule that the lowest tender will get it. Therefore, it's not about getting the best person to
Rajiv.
do the roads, but the one who gives the lowest tender.
Radip, no, Radip, that's wrong, because the World Bank tender norms which say there should be a two-part qualification where you do a technical qualification and then do the price qualification,
Yes.
and give 60% marks for the technical capability is a well-established one.
Yes.
That's the way our national highways are built. You can follow the same norms in any city too, but they don't want to follow the norms because a set of contractors have captured the city corporation. If you look at the names, the contractors do work after year, the names don't change because they don't allow others to come. They manipulate the tender process and they do not have the two-part, two-bid method the World Bank allows. You follow the two-bid method and things will improve.
So you're saying move away from the lowest tender method, am I correct?
Two-bid method of the World Bank is the right method to follow, which is followed by the National Highway Authority. The National Highway Authority, big contracts are all done like that. You can do the same thing here in Bombay, in Bangalore, in Delhi, everywhere, and give a reasonable stretch of road, so there's a reasonable amount of money in the contract. You just have to change the tender norm, which can be easily done. It's nothing extraordinary.
Smita, what have you found in your investigation, the kind of companies who are getting these contracts?
Rajdeep, by and large, it appears that the contracts have gone to the same set of contractors, like I said, give or take a few over the last many years. An attempt, I must say, has been made to try and bring some kind of transparency, if I may, to the entire process, but there is an element of truth to what Mr. Ashish Shelar seems to be suggesting here. At least that's been the defense of corporators, the standing committee, the BMC, so to speak. It's unofficially known as the L1 trap, or the lower one trap. The lowest bidder gets the contract. So how really will you be able to attract the big players who have the technical expertise to build the kind of roads that a city, a 21st century global city like Mumbai needs? If that is your specification, that the tender needs to go to the category that is called the L1 trap, or the lower one, or the lowest bidder. At least the BMC seems to be holding that up as some may say a fact, or some may say as an excuse for the kind of roads that have been built in the city over the years.
Well, either way, what has happened in Mumbai and indeed across the country is shameful. We will continue with this campaign in further programs. We will look to name and shame those contractors across Indian cities who have been responsible for this. I appreciate all my panelists joining us on our top talking point tonight here on India at 9. Editor's Take, where do we stand? The state of roads in most Indian cities is a matter of shame. Mumbai perhaps leads the pothole race, but several cities are not far in the appalling conditions of their roads. Clearly, a corrupt contractor, corporate or bureaucrat nexus is at the heart of the problem. Breaking it is easier said than done. Pressure needs to be put through civil society and the law. Anyone who fails to meet the standards must be prosecuted for negligence. Even a citizens group need to keep the heat on. Most of all, the chalta hai attitude must end. If we take potholes as an annual monsoon ritual, then we deserve the lunar roads we get. We need to stop complaining and start acting, else the moon will be safer than the roads on Mother Earth. And I also want to tell all our viewers, if you have any instances in your areas that you know of any corrupt contractors or corporators who are making money on roads, please just write into us at ibnlive.com, editor at ibnlive.com. We will take up and follow your stories. This is a campaign we will continue through these monsoon months here on CNN IBN. For now, let's...
This is TV 18, and you are